I'm Jamie from Sci-Fi-vision. Thanks for talking to me. Appreciate it. Enjoyed the show. So, I know, Sarah, you were either not here or very little when the original came out, but you, Sean, were obviously in the original and played character sort of based on that character. And, your character was based on Cecile. But can you sort of talk about, were you two thinking about the originals at all when you did this, or were you completely trying to do something different? Just kind of curious where your head was at with that.
I wasn't personally thinking about anything other than what I was doing. Nothing connected at all to the movie, as a matter of fact, because everything was so different. The writing was so different. The actors that I was working with were so different that there wasn't any temptation on my part to even think about anything other than Professor Chadwick and this given circumstance.
Yeah, I was two when the movie came out,
Yeah.
so I only watched it when I got the audition, and they're just completely different characters. So I was just doing Cece.
And
Was
doing it
there
well.
anything that you both had trouble like connecting with the characters though that you can think of as you were creating these new versions?
Yes, I feel like it's kind of a funny story. When I first saw the breakdown for Cece, I didn't think that I was that character at all. I didn't really see myself as like the kind of neurotic one. But as I got more into the character, I mean, obviously I booked it and I stepped into it and, I played it very well to the point where I was like, oh, wait, like this is me. Like it's just inside and I kind of mask it with like this cool facade. But no, I'm crazy. So that was, yeah, a fun journey.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, the challenge would have been, if I were a professor, if Sean were a professor, he would never let things get to where things get as the story progresses. So I think that it's kind of a challenge to try and understand why a person would let the professionalism get compromised over time and see where that goes. I just know if it was me, that's something that would just never happen. So for that door to kind of be opened up to that other side of life and way of thinking and behaving was a challenge.
Well, what about let me ask you the flip side then. What part of him do you feel like what you are in him there? I'll get it out eventually.
Right. I think what we share is a passion for our craft, a passion for what we do. I think I share with him a certain idealism, and so from there, I think that's where I was able to connect with the character and see where that kind of intersects with what's going on with Cece's character.
I know. So talk about working with Sarah Catherine, because obviously you have a lot of scenes with her too. Talk about that experience.
I'm obsessed with her. I really am in love with her. When we were on set together, we just like would not stop talking and like we would just sit together and just laugh. Like we just cracked each other up, and I feel like our chemistry is so incredible. So she really made the experience so amazing for me because it was my first big show and a lot of my scenes were with her, and so she really made me feel safe and comfortable. Like I could just like have fun and play, and play we did.
Yes,
Play we
yes.
did.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a fun shoot. Do you both have a favorite scene that you can talk about without spoiling too much?
Hmm. You have
Hmm.
a lot more scenes than I do,
Oh yeah.
so you have a lot more to pick from.
One that came to mind, it was funny because talking about Sarah Catherine, like I don't think I'll spoil it by saying this, but we were just like we got to a point like later in the season where we were like, like we got this, like we don't need to worry about this, like yeah, whatever, like we'll go. We like I don't know, we just got a little too comfortable, right? And then we got on set and it's like we're messing up our lines, like we're not following directions correctly. We're like, oh no,
Uh,
we fucked up. And then watching that scene, like once we got the screeners, it's like one of my favorite scenes.
ah,
So there was
I love
something
that.
about
I
like
love that.
that we
Yeah.
let loose a bit
Hmm.
and like just let the kind of imperfections give us like this energy that makes that scene like one of my
Hmm.
favorites, which I don't, we're drinking tea in it.
Okay.
So if you watch it again or whatever, then
Now
you'll
no.
have to point, you'll,
Okay.
okay. I mean, there might be other scenes where we're drinking tea. I don't know.
Uh,
I feel like, do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, you
yes,
go.
I know exactly what you're talking
Oh,
about.
you do? Okay.
For me, I mean, I think there are certain things on the television show that are kind of gifts or Easter eggs to people who enjoyed the movie. And so there's one particular scene that I was in that's kind of like a nice little echo of what was in the film. And if you remember the film, and you remember that scene, this particular scene that we shot on the show, I think will kind of have you laughing out loud, and you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I remember that," you know. And that was exciting to me to know that, you know, anybody who enjoyed the first one, this is a nice little, you know, treat to enjoy in this one.
Is there anything else you both learned like from this experience about yourselves besides what you mentioned?
I mean, yeah, I think I kind of touched on this that I feel like that mania and that perfectionism and people pleasing aspect is so in me to the point that it was kind of healing. But I think also just like not even in the story, but just that I could do this was crazy for me because this is like, you know, my first big show and Cece has like the biggest monologues and you
Huge.
know,
Yeah.
like it was a lot of work and getting into it and doing it was like, oh my gosh, like I did this. So it was kind of just learning that I'm capable of it, which was exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very capable.
Very capable.
What about you, Sean?
What did I learn? I think I learned to just let go and just have a free and open blank slate for whatever may come my way. Because I think the temptation on my part could have been, you know, oh, I've done this before and I'm this old guy and this is no big deal. But when you get there, you realize that this is a whole brand new experience. It's a whole brand new world with new actors and with new everything. And I think I really learned to bring that type of freshness and open spirit to everything. And so this is a good reminder to do that.
Well, thank you so much, both of you. Appreciate it. I enjoyed the original and I enjoyed this version. So thank you.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
good one.
much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.